While most beefs between musicians end up quickly squashed once the people involved realize how childish they're acting, some feuds spiral completely out of control and last forever. Hey, musicians are a sensitive lot, so headline-making rivalries are to be expected from time to time.
Nobody can hear a thing you say. Sorry, what? Now she won't repeat it.
Crank your drama meter up to 11 because we're stage diving into some of modern music's most petty squabbles. Everybody in Van Halen versus everybody in Van Halen. Van Halen's got a lot of bad blood for a band whose most clever song is about ice cream. David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar regularly beef about who's the superior frontman. Roth claims Hagar isn't credible enough and never sold as many albums. Hagar claims Roth's voice isn't as good. Meanwhile, Eddie Van Halen's apparently pissed at everybody.
Because I was ready to, it's like all those years of were right there. I just said, if you ever speak to me like that again, you better be wearing a cup.
And it seems like everybody's pissed at him, too.
There's so much anger that I don't even want to run into him. I used to always say, oh, if I ran into him somewhere, it'd be like, oh, Eddie, how you doing? Big hugs and kisses. I don't think it'd be like that right now.
Hagar blasted Eddie for claiming ex-bassist Michael Anthony couldn't play bass by counter-claiming that Eddie could barely play guitar anymore and it was impossible to sing along with him. And then there's Roth, whom Eddie called an overgrown child he can't be friends with and whom he only works with because the fans want it. Peace, love, and rock and roll. 1 out of 3 ain't bad, right? Noel Gallagher versus Liam Gallagher. Unless you're Cain and Abel, your sibling squabbles probably don't run as deep as they do for Oasis's Noel and Liam Gallagher. The two have apparently barely gotten along since childhood, making it a small miracle they formed a band in the first place. Within a few years, their infighting had overshadowed their music, with incidents like Liam hitting Noel with a tambourine during a show, Liam accusing Noel of fathering a child outside marriage, Liam regularly leaving during shows only to be found somewhere drinking instead. Maybe we're starting to see who's the instigator here.
Don't like each other, man.
And by all accounts, Liam also started the 2009 blow-up that led to Noel quitting the band and the brothers finally splitting for good. Apparently, Liam had canceled an important gig but managed to blame it on Noel. Tempers flared and Liam did the one thing you never do to a musician. He broke one of Noel's guitars. That did it. Noel quit that night and the brothers have not been together since. Morrissey versus Robert Smith. Of all the things to fight about, you'd think best sad 80s singer guy would bottom out the list. And yet, Robert Smith of The Cure and Morrissey of The Smiths have been constantly swiping at one another since the 80s. It started when Morrissey was doing what he did best, insulting people. When asked during an interview who he'd shoot with one bullet, Robert Smith or some other guy, he answered, "I'd line them up so that one bullet penetrated both simultaneously." Robert Smith is a whinge bag. Smith has also called Morrissey a precious, miserable bastard, all the things people think I am, and even quipped, "If Morrissey says not to eat meat, then I'll eat meat. That's how much I hate Morrissey." The Smiths singer, meanwhile, has said The Cure gives a new dimension to the word crap and made it perfectly clear that he has never liked them. Now, Morrissey doesn't like anybody or anything.
Among the many things that Morrissey has said on record he actually hates are Elton John, George Michael, Madonna, Vic Reeves, Bob Geldof, Tony Wilson, meat eaters.
But still, with both sides publicly saying they'd happily put the other 6 feet under, don't expect a conciliatory hug and cry session anytime soon. Nas versus Jay-Z. The hip-hop beef has been embedded in the genre's marrow from the beginning and has yielded some of its most thrilling moments. Nas versus Jay-Z is still the gold standard. Even Jay's mom had to step in when things got too heated. Some tame references on a few late 90s cuts notwithstanding, it was Jay dissecting Nas's career with surgical precision on 2001's The Takeover that really set this lyrical deathmatch in motion. The ball was in Nas's court, and Nas took the ball, doused it in lighter fluid, and shot it out of a cannon. His ether dropped a few months later, and was so devastating that the word ether has become a shorthand term for having lyrically destroyed your rival on a track. Some fans thought it was over then and there, but Jay decided to double down and get reckless. He premiered Super Ugly on Hot 97 FM and explicitly referenced having hooked up with the mother of Nas's daughter. Jay's mother was so appalled that she urged her son to apologize, which he later did. Occasional shots were fired over the years until they performed on stage together during Jay's I Declare War concert in 2005, and publicly quashed this musician feud. They've even recorded a couple tracks together since, tossing their differences overboard and sailing that friendship all the way to the bank.
How did the Jay-Z beef start?
I'm really over that.
Right.
I really don't like, really want to, I'm really over that, man,
Mariah Carey versus Jennifer Lopez. The fact that this so-called feud is still being talked about is either a huge testament to our tendency to make a whole lot of noise over a whole heap of nothing where celebrities are concerned, or an even bigger testament to Mariah Carey's Olympian capacity for throwing shade. In 2000, a German TV network asked Carey for her opinion on a few of her contemporaries. She spoke very highly of Beyoncé, but when asked about J-Lo, she simply smiled and replied,
I don't know.
Die kenne ich nicht.
Ouch. Carey's 4 little words provided enough meme fodder to keep gossip lovers warm and happy for many winters.
There was the moment where you said, I don't know her. And then she said, I know her.
Ago. I can't believe people still make such a big deal out of it.
J-Lo told Andy Cohen she harbored no ill will toward Carey in 2014 and hoped the feeling was mutual.
I don't have a feud against her at all. I know from back in the day, I've read things that she said about me that were, not the greatest.
At the 2015 Billboard Music Awards, though, J-Lo was caught idly looking at her phone during Carey's performance. She claimed that it was just sneaky editing and bad timing. The whole thing wallowed in this sort of passive-aggressive nothingness until late 2017, when record label owner Irv Gotti revealed the two had actually been pitted against each other behind the scenes back in the early 2000s by one Tommy Mottola, a label exec and Carey's ex-husband.
My, the plot like my gravy thicken.
Kanye West versus Taylor Swift. This feud between superstars all started, of course, with that infamous "I'ma let you finish" interruption during Taylor's acceptance speech at the 2009 VMAs.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
What happened over the next 8-ish years was a noisy mishmash of more award show drama, lyrical potshots, and 2 or 3 planet-sized egos. Following the outburst, Kanye was slammed by everyone from fellow rapper 50 Cent.
I wish he would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
To then President Barack Obama.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing?
Why would he do that?
He's a jack.
A brief apology to her followed, but then a year or so later, he slowly started backpedaling and trying to justify his actions. Even so, they seem to have buried the hatchet by 2015 when Taylor presented Yeezy with the Vanguard Award at the VMAs that year.
I'm really happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish. But Kanye West has had one of the greatest careers of all time.
But then Kanye dropped Famous in 2016, reigniting the feud and turning more than a few heads with the line, "I feel like me and Taylor Swift might still have sex. Why? I made that famous." Taylor said she was shocked, but Kanye claimed to have gotten her blessing for the line beforehand. She denied this, and wild speculation and bickering was rife until Kim Kardashian set things straight on Snapchat, posting a partial recording of the phone conversation in which Taylor's blessing had, in fact, been given. Taylor shot back with some harsh words on "Look What You Made Me Do" in late 2017, so just when this will all end is anyone's guess. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel, plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.